Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Hushke back here for day 7 of the COVID cast. So, if you don't know who I am, I'm Henry Hushke. I live in Traverse City, Michigan, up here on the northwest corner of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. And I am doing this series as a way to record my experiences during this event, I suppose, this catastrophe, and to also kind of provide my commentary to others on what I think about the developing situations. So, like I promised last episode, today I'm going to be a little bit lighter. Today is Feel Good Friday, something I hope to introduce as we keep rolling along here. But I did say first that I would talk about the virus for a little bit. So, looking at the virus, pretty much no change in the trends of the data. Exponential growth has continued here. Show you the logarithmic chart. So, yeah, pretty much unchanged in growth. Testing still a problem in a lot of places. And things continue to escalate, as they most likely will for a few weeks at the very minimum. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way with the virus, let's talk about some things to feel somewhat good about during this time. So, first thing, today I started reading 1L. Scott Turow, the author of 1L. It's basically his almost kind of memoir of law school, going to Harvard Law, and he discusses his experiences there, his very unique experiences at Harvard Law. I would like to eventually be a lawyer someday, just looking past the day, because there will be a day when this is all over. I would like to be a lawyer at some point, so it's a really interesting read so far. And almost the way it's structured, I don't know. It practically reminds me of this, the way it's structured. It's kind of like a diary entries, almost. So, 1L's been very good so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it if you've read it. I am just 27 pages in right now, so not too much progress on that front. But it's pretty sweet. I'd like you to let me know what you're reading right now and what's been captivating your interest at the moment. Okay, so been reading 1L. Let's see. So, one feel-good thing here was this cover of Imagine by a whole host of celebrities. Will Ferrell, Sarah Silverman, I know. A lot of celebrities did this cover of Imagine, which was very touching and very good right now. So I believe I'm going to include that in our in the description below, so you can listen to that. A very nice song, and well, obviously a legendary song and a great cover for this time. Really incredible that they were able to coordinate that. Let's see what else here. One thing that I've really been enjoying has been the Daily Show. They've continued. They're calling it I believe the social distancing show, which I kind of love. And I really like their broadcast the past couple days. And one of the things that I think we should really support right now is their No Kid Hungry charity. Basically, right now, with schools, basically by next week will be completely closed down across the U.S. There's lots of kids who really need those meals that the school provides at a reduced price. So it's really important that they can still have access to that food to remain healthy. And, one of the ways to defeat this virus is maintaining proper nourishment. So it's a super important thing. So I would really like to see if we couldn't raise some money for that and help that cause out. And just, nokidhungry.org. I'll be posting it in the description. I do recognize that these times might be pretty hard, so whatever you can give would be appreciated for that. But I just thought that was something really cool and kind of a feel-good story. They've already raised over $100,000, so it's a little feel-good story for Feel Good Friday. Okay. My sister had some really nice recommendations coming out of New York. Obviously, New York today going on their pause, which is basically sort of their, their pause. I'll call it a pause, where they're limiting their social contact and everyone is sort of being socially distanced as of right now due to their explosion in cases. So, during her kind of first day under this pause, she sent me a really awesome list of some Instagram accounts that people should check out. So let me pull these up here. Let's see. Okay, so here's some fun Instagram accounts to go look at on this Feel Good Friday. Josh the Doodle is one of them. Roofus and Kilo for the animals. David Lebovitz and Zoe Bakes are good for food lovers. Ouija Doodle reads, very entertaining. Crime by the Book, Split Rock Books, Books Are Magic, basically any independent bookstore. My sister works for a publishing company, so she's very into the book scene. So yeah, and basically all these accounts that I just read, the Ouija Doodle reads, Crime by the Book, Split Rock Books, Books Are Magic, will give you some good book recommendations, bring it back to 1L, in case you're trying to figure out what you would like to read. Some other things, just kind of coming out of New York specifically, the Met Maurithuis Museum. I just butchered that pronunciation. I'll provide the name in the description. The NGADC for art, NYPL for literary March Madness. So these are all fun accounts that you can follow, and also Film Gems for movie clips. So these are all some fun accounts that you can look at and check out during this time to try to kind of kill some time and again enjoy your Feel Good Friday while you're social distancing. Also, along with the theme of books, basically my sister being in the publishing industry knows that right now, obviously, independent bookstores are really getting hammered. A lot of them are facing bankruptcy if, these shutdowns goes for as long as they're likely to go. So, my sister pointed me to a very cool website, Libro, or a very cool service, Libro, which basically, through the purchase of a membership, I'm not sponsored, I'm just, this is just something I found. Basically, you can support local independent bookstores with the purchase of an audiobook. 100% of the funds right now from that will go to them to try to support them during this extremely difficult time for them. So again, if you're looking for a book or something to listen to, that will provide you with hours upon hours of entertainment and captivation and a nice escape. Nice escape. Okay, that was a pretty bad voice crack. Anyways, that'll be there for my grandkids. Anyways, Libro is a super cool service. I will put that down in the description as well. So, this kind of just brings me to the fact that we are 1 week into this cast since last Friday was our last day of school here in Traverse City, probably for a while, if not this whole year. And we're 1 week in, and just even in that time, the world's changed so much. I was looking at day one, and total confirmed cases were at, let me see, I believe they were at 155,000. Now they're at 271,000 plus. So things have changed so much in a week, and we've gotten so much more information in a week, and it's changing so quickly. But since it's been a week, we're starting to approach kind of the natural death of a trend in our culture. What do I mean? I mean that most trends in our culture have maybe a 2 week lifespan, and uh, I'm nervous that the whole idea of social distancing or uh, this whole thing with Corona, as it's kind of known around my school, I know the Coronacation. Um, I think it's going to begin to kind of wear thin, and we're only 1 week into it. And I really think that we are looking at, not 3 weeks, but probably 3 months at the least of some measures, probably at least 2 months. That's what the mayor of Los Angeles said about LA today, is that he expects 2 months at least. So we're in this for the long haul, and we have to remain resilient, and we have to keep finding new ways to keep ourselves occupied. And we just have to remember that what we're doing is saving lives. So I think that's super important. And I think we're going to start to see the impact here once our testing's ramped up. And we're nowhere near the point where we're going to be seeing what we're doing now, the progress it's going to have. So don't be discouraged as things get worse, because what we are doing now is making a difference. And the more people that do things now, the more of a difference there will be. So I just wanted to say that about the 1 week anniversary. I'm not sure if I said this already, but thank you so much for listening over this first week. I suspect I will be doing many more of these, so I appreciate you for kind of just giving this 17-year-old any time in your day. So yeah, thank you so much. I don't have too much else for you today, except I am going to briefly, unfortunately, mention some of the news today because I feel like it cannot, just for the sake of proper recording, it cannot be completely dismissed. And before I mention any of the, actually no, I'll mention that now. So two things that I'm going to put in the description, and two things that I'd just like to say is there's been this insider trading scandal in Congress, and certainly, definitely the things that I found out have made me very disheartened, very sad, and I'll likely elaborate further tomorrow. But that's something that I just feel like I have to address. If you don't know, look up Senator Burr to start, and you'll find the rest. If you don't know about this, and anyone that's like been on Twitter or been looking at the news will know. But I understand if you might be isolating yourself from the news right now. So that's something I think it's important to be informed about, just because we want to make sure there's action taken. And the other thing today, which I'm going to include a clip of in the description, was at the president's press conference today. There is just this unbelievable response. Basically, the president was asked, Americans are pretty fearful right now. What do you have to say to Americans? And the president responded in an unbelievable way. So I saw a poll that said that 55% of Americans approve of the president's response job so far. And I feel like lots of people aren't paying attention. So that's something to check out. Although it might not go with Feel Good Friday. Maybe wait for Sorta Sad Saturday tomorrow. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today on the COVID cast. Again, I would really, really like to talk to someone else in this podcast about what they've been going through during this time period. Maybe someone, again, living in a city might be a very interesting perspective compared to me living out here in a moderately rural area, somewhat rural area. So I would, or someone living maybe not in the U.S., getting perspective on another country's response or what's happening there, what the authorities there are doing. So, yeah, just leave a comment below, get in touch, think of some things that you'd like to talk with me about, and that is going to do it for today's episode. I promise. Here's one last thing. I really do need a piano piece to practice again. So please, any piano recommendations, please leave them down below. Anyways, with that, thank you so much for listening once again. Tomorrow we're going to be getting back to more of the news. And don't forget to have a fantastic Friday.